Hello? I can't hear you if you're speaking.
Check one. How about now?
There we go. Yeah,
Can you hear me now, Gundo?
Yeah, I'm good now. Hi.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hopefully that was. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Hopefully that wasn't the case with regards to the show. Let me go. First things first. My peoples come first. You know what it is. My peoples make this possible. Gundalorian here early. I'm gonna shout out whoever's in the comments early. But you see the topics. You see the thumbnail. And we're gonna get into it. I gotta shout out. I gotta shout out the man that's first in the comments, and that's my guy Zane in the building. Vader, your sound ain't working. My sound is working now. I hope everything's nice and clean now, and I appreciate you guys in the comments. I had a system reboot. Maybe that made everything kind of wonky, but thanks for the heads up on that one. And I got my man Julian in the building. Julian's in the building. Zane, let's get this going. Now, short and sweet. We're going to keep this show short and sweet. I'm going to take this actually off screen because we're going to get into that a little later. So let me take that off and put this there. Now, City, Brighton, the penultimate, the second last game to end the league play was key. And going into the game, I know myself, I know Gundo, I know other fans that we interact with. We're wondering, what's Pep going to do? What kind of 11 is Pep going to set up, knowing that this game, in the grand scheme of things, is meaningless? All right, the league title was already decided. You saw coverage of the City players watching how Arsenal lost their match, and in turn, mathematically, we then won the league. So they celebrated, rightfully so. Players rushing the pitch, rightfully so. You know what I mean? So it was going to be tough. It was going to be tough for the players to have to get up to the right energy, right speed. And I was impressed. I was impressed with how they played against Brighton. Brighton is a tough opponent. And the 1-1 result, in my opinion, shouldn't have been 1-1, but we'll get into that later into the show. But how they played against Brighton was actually really good. And I want to point out, Brighton's style of play is excellent. It's excellent. Their results, their performances that they have this season, how they've the wins that they've gotten versus some top opponents wasn't by accident. Definitely wasn't by accident. And you can see why they caused trouble and why they earned Europe this year. I'm just going to send this out real quick. Let me see. Not bad.
Well, while you're doing that, Vader, I mean, you know, it's weird that, you the media talk about Pep. It's hyperbole about Brighton that talks about De Zerbi being that and one of the most influential managers. But and people say Pep is being hyperbolic.
Mm.
When you watch Brighton football, there's no way you can say that, brother. I mean, it's just, in Brighton slapped Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates when Arsenal needed to get the results.
Yeah.
Let's be clear here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal, who were top of the league for over 200 days, Brighton went to the Emirates. A serious Brighton, not the Brighton that played Everton, right, who were on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
A serious Brighton went to the Emirates and slapped Arsenal. Slapped who? They slapped Chelsea. 4-0, by the way. 4-0 at home. They slapped United, right? They slapped Tottenham.
100%. Yep.
So I don't know what people expect, man. They expect people, cities just rock up because, Brighton are selling peanuts at their stadium or what? When they have to fight for Europa League.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, this is one of the points that I was actually going to get into. It's because Brighton are definitely a quality opponent, and what we actually saw, right? What we saw was quality football being played. They weren't the chances that they had. The stress that we were kind of under spoke to the quality of they had. Now, in all fairness, we didn't have our strongest 11 playing, but it still showed the quality of what Brighton were. And you brought up an excellent point, and that was one of my next points. Brighton showed why they defeated Liverpool, like you mentioned, why they defeated United, why they defeated Chelsea, as well as Arsenal. They're no slouch, and their approach to the game, it's not even a matter of being relentless, but their approach to apply pressure defensively as well as offensively spoke volumes, because not many teams can really handle it, and not many teams choose to play that way.
The other thing too is, we had Rodri in defense. Come on, guys, seriously.
Yeah.
We had Rodri in defense, right, playing center back, and then Gundogan. So, you can't take that game seriously, guys. Come on.
Guys. I agree. Gundo, the stress that many fans were kind of like, what's going on and worrying about, I didn't agree. And we're going to bring my man Mancunian Way over here, Martin, in the building as well. But the stress that a lot of fans were taking from this game, or allowing rivals to kind of get in their head with regards to this game, wasn't necessary at all. Let's take a step back, everyone. Let's take a step back and realize was the second last game to the season. These players already have they celebrated versus Chelsea the week before, but not even the week before, the weekend. They celebrated over the weekend, and we played a game on Wednesday. It's also human nature that they know the league is set. It's the FA and Champions League that they're obviously looking ahead at, and you can't fault them for it. Martin, how you doing, man? Thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, good evening, all. Hope we're all right.
We're good, man. We're good. Let me go to the comments real quick, and then we'll throw into the next one. Zeno asked the question, or sorry, he was answering what Julian mentioned, actually. Julian goes, any news if Stones and Foden are good? So
yeah, no injuries. No injuries.
I was going to say the same thing. Zeno also answered. He goes to Julian, Foden trained today, which is a good sign. I think it was all precautionary, and it was properly managed. Pep was like, hey, you feel something? You're coming off. And how Stones managed it too was fine. And obviously he's healthy, and Foden as well, which is really good. And I like everyone in the chat sharing back and forth. Sean in the building goes, hope you're well, Vader. I am, and I know you sending out that hello to Martin and Carl as well. Sean goes on to say, Brighton have been quality all season. They play for the win rather than defending a defeat. No, you're absolutely right. Zeno, if Haaland had his shooting boots and heading on, he could have easily smoked them yesterday. Drunken City penetrated their defense really easily, in my opinion. Now, Zeno, yes, I think there were some attempts on goal where you're like, they weren't quite sharp. But fact that they were creating those opportunities is why I was really happy with the performance, because you can see somewhat of a lackadaisical approach. But Pep wouldn't allow that. Pep definitely wouldn't allow that from the players. On top of that, and we'll get into it later in the show, I think the disallowed goal is something that we're going to spend a lot of time on, and I'm going to make sure that I put the example on screen. We're going to break that down properly. So I'm glad that I got Carl and Martin here. Dr. Footy, he goes, trouble father, shouting you out, Martin.
Yeah.
My man Edison, our AC Milan fan. How you doing? Hey, I'm good, man. Good to see you. We gotta get into some FIFA, my guy, if you've been playing. Dr. Footy goes, I'm calling it now. We will sign Joshua Kimmich. Okay. You calling it? All right. I'm not mad at that. Julian sends love to Martin as well. Zeno, it was a strange game. It seemed like both teams had their defense on the halfway line. I mean, that wasn't strange, Zeno. I mean, we do defend high up the pitch as well as Brighton. So it was just a matter of similar styles and creating opportunities. It's just they were very good in transition as well. Like, power to them. Let me get to the topics that I had on screen. And actually, let me put here. So, United and Inter won't play us like Brighton, guys. Like we know United's approach, we know Inter's approach, or if we don't, we've been watching games. I've been recording the last 3 games in particular. So, not to say that I'm going to be an expert, but I'm going to be more familiar with how they play. They will not take that approach that Brighton just took. So, fans, let's kind of calm down in thinking we're not up for it if we happen to face either of them moving forward. I do want to ask you this, Carl. This game upcoming now against Brighton, I have my take on the approach, and I asked the poll question in the comments. But would you want to see more rest from City, similar to what Pep did in this game versus Brighton, or would you want to see more of the starters playing versus Brentford? And if you're not there, Carl, I'll wait for you to join back. Martin, you want to answer that?
See, I can only go off what we were told on Sunday. I'm not going to name the person. It's not fair. While we're at the game on Sunday outside, we were told the plan is Chelsea, they were going to all out reserves. Mm-hmm. Brighton would get a little bit stronger. And then the idea is they're all back for Brentford. Basically, Pep was going to give him this week to party, get the celebrations done, and then when we hit Brentford on Sunday, it was laser focus back time. To count down to United and Inter. Because the thing is, it's been a long season. They need to blow some steam off. They need to do that. It's like Edison. What do? Do you bench Edison for the next 4 weeks and see you later, and then just throw him in cold? No, you've got to get him in at some point. And the same with others. And this, there are no injuries. Everyone's fine. So I'm honestly expecting full team out for Brentford.
Okay.
If I'm totally honest with you.
See, I understand the approach. Because
we've no midweek game, have we?
No, we don't.
So what do? Do you put players on ice for 3 weeks? Like Grealish. Grealish didn't play Sunday, didn't play yesterday. If he's not going to play Sunday, the next time he rocks up is 3.5 weeks later.
Yeah.
And you're just going to lose all that rhythm and all that. It's very hard to go from every 3 days, your body's in that routine. Yeah. You've got your muscle mass and memory all going and rotating, and then see you later for 3.5 weeks, and then just roll out to the derby.
So it's
from a coach's standpoint, you're actually putting your players in a more precarious situation doing that, actually. because what they'll do for 3.5 weeks, they'll just go cold. Look at Arsenal.
I hear that.
You can train all you want for a week, but it's not the same as proper in-game going.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. So the certain players will need, now whether he starts at full strength and then rests them down, because you've got to remember there's still pride there. You're still in a situation where, every team's still playing for nearly £1 million a spot in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
There's still all that going on. And Brentford have now to play for. We've got really now to play for. It's like last night. I really enjoyed last night as a spectacle. Thought it was a great game of football.
No, it was a great game. Yeah, it was a great game.
I was texting people. It was like watching FIFA. People doing rainbow flicks and tricks and all sorts. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I mean, don't get, because you can see the difference. You can see the difference. But now, whether what the guy said, someone who works at, say, on the outside part of the City Square community was talking to me and Andy on the other channel, that was the plan. Now, plans that can obviously change, but the plan is to Chelsea and Brighton was going to be a little bit more rest, recoup, celebrate. Because like Pep said, they've drank Manchester dry the last 48 hours. And I've no problem with that, because these players need to let a little bit of steam off.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But you've still got a week in between each game.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with the approach where I think a strong 11 definitely to start the game, because it's important that how you warming up for the game is a pattern and a routine as well. So I think the starters, the key starters, go do that proper warm up, and they have that first 45 minutes. They play to their level. And then, whether Pep chooses to make some of those subs, depending on the player, around the 55th, 60th minute, something like that. I think he does that and really safeguards everybody. Hopefully the game is in hand, and then it's more of a pass around because of what they did in that first half with our team quality. Because I think that cutthroat, that execute instructions, that dominate play is how the players need to come out of that game for Brentford, and then they keep that same sharpness and approach when they do face United for the FA Cup later the following week. I want to shout out real quick because Dre P in the building, he goes, I think Brentford is a good warm-up for the FA Cup and Champions League final. I believe Inter play more like they do. Holland could do with a goal, but could also do with rest, in my opinion. You know what? I think Holland 45 minutes. Alvarez the other 45 minutes. Keep those two sharp because there are goal scorers. You know what I mean? And we go that way. But and let me also go to this comment, because Edison is an AC Milan fan. He knows Inter very well. All right, Serie A. He knows them very well. So he goes, one thing that Inter does like Brighton is long shots. You're gonna have a panic attack every time you will see a long shot from Inter. Okay, Edison. They're known to be taking a number of quality long shots. That's good to know. Anything else you want to kind of point out in terms of like what City fans or the City team should be prepared for with regards to Inter? Because they do play very defensive as well.
Well, I mean, so the comment about them taking long shots. The issue is that Brighton play better football than Inter do. Let's be clear. There's just no debate. Brighton play a better brand of football than Inter do. Okay. They're quicker, they're sharper, they press better, they move the ball quicker, they use the ideas quicker. Inter,
I agree with you. With the pressing, right. I don't expect Inter to really commit with regards to any type of press, unless they're trying to win it back.
What Inter will try to do is use the wing backs and use Lukaku, Lautaro as the one to hold, link the ball. The problem Inter's going to have is getting the ball.
Okay.
Because of foot race, nobody's running Walker.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to have Rodri in defense. Gundogan is too slow in midfield. He can't play the six. Mm-hmm. Against a high running team, which is what we saw yesterday, clearly. Right. So it's going to be a game of attrition. What I mean by that is, can we convert our chances? We convert our chances. We play to our level. We win the game. Simple as.
Mhm.
But the United game is going to be more competitive, more stressful than the Champions League game. Quality for quality. Quality for
I
quality.
hear you. No, I hear
Tell
you.
you. Quality for
All right.
quality, right? City are a better team than Inter are.
No, I'm with you on that
So,
one.
United are a better team than Inter are.
I want to shout out my gal, Rosie, Rose Marie. Thank you for the comment. She goes, "Hey Vader, Martin and Carl, shouting out all of us. My Man City family, love from Jamaica. Manchester City will certainly not play United nor Inter like Brighton. They know what is at stake. Blessing, my Man City. 100%, Rose.
But
Like,
Vader, I do want to be. I mean, Inter, Brighton played good football. I mean,
no. I get your
I
comment,
you,
but
right?
it's not related to Rose, because Rose was just pointing out we won't take the same approach we did against Brighton.
Yeah, but I get that. But if we had played Brighton with a full team and there was something at hand, I mean, we could get a draw. We could have gotten a draw. Because
Wait. Hold on. You think us at full strength in the form that we're in, we would have still? You think we would have still resulted in a draw against them?
Brighton are a very good team. There's a reason why they slapped Arsenal 3-0, slapped Liverpool and United and all these teams.
Yes,
right?
I agree.
Slapped
Yeah.
Chelsea 4-0. They're not. Brighton needs to start with McAllister and some other players as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we sometimes, City didn't play well. Well, Brighton played well too, so respect them.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
When they came to the Etihad, they had more possession, more shots on target. Right, we got the goals, right? Because Edison was phenomenal. And by the way, I don't want to hear any more slander against Edison. If you can't see why Edison is critical to the way we play from yesterday, then you don't know football. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sorry, I know about that all. Ortega gave me a heart attack last night.
Yeah.
Sorry, gave me an heart attack.
Because
there is
Martin, when it comes to when teams mark us one-on-one, man-to-man, right? Edison is the best. Case in point, Brighton versus City at the Etihad, same system. Guess who gets the assist? Edison does, with one ball over the top to Erling Haaland. Goal. Why? Because they're able to beat that one man-to-man press and go behind. Ortega can't do that. Can't. So this debate about Edison, it's done. It's finished. We move on.
I'm with you. I want to shout out Dre P goes, I think the way City can control possession, teams will go for long shots. Yeah, they'll take their attempts, of course. We saw some of Madrid's best chances and the one from Vinny's goal where shots from outside. No, you're right. The way we've been controlling things, they got to resort to something. Edison goes, Inter love to long pass to strikers and pass to the wingers, and they spread out for crosses and I guess he's trying to point out sweats, which is kind of like the cutbacks that we were pointing out. Sean in the building. I'm more concerned with you with United than Inter, 100%. All right, Sean. Well, we're gonna deal with one game at a time. Again, for importance sake, the Brentford game is more of a let's keep the players sharp, let's keep the same rhythm, let's keep the same attention to detail.
I mean, there is one thing, Vader, that people should look out for, right? So Brentford and Inter play the same system, 3-5-2. That's what they do.
Okay.
So I expect, Martin's point, Pep to play the full squad against Brentford.
Because we were saying hopefully we see the full squad first for the first half.
Right. That will show you how we cope with that 3-5-2 and what we need to do. Because Brentford will be competitive.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm with you. No, we're good. Edison goes, Inter plays like Japan in the World Cup, defend like crazy and run on counters. All right.
They don't have runners. I'm sorry. They don't have runners. They don't. Who are the runners?
Edison, you saying who are the runners? Point out the runners, Edison. You got to let me know. Sean in the building.
Lukaku's going to run, or is it Lautaro going to run?
You know what? Does Lukaku even start? Would Lukaku even start is the question. Because he's been starting.
Is Eddie the runner? Is he the runner?
No, not really. Sean goes, I've been cringing every time I've heard this debate about Ederson. He's been awesome this season. Listen, Ederson, for what he's done for us this season, the consistency, bar early season, maybe a couple errors, but what we're focusing on is now his form right now. He's dialed in, and he's
even on that, mate. You're gonna make errors. The way we play, a goalkeeper's gonna make an error.
Yeah, but what I mean is like, and this is because you said Ortega kind of gave you headaches a little bit. So even where Ederson made a few errors early in the season with that pass that he would give to the middle, whether it would be to Silva or in some cases to Rodri, like reading that to know the space from the defender and the pace that I need to give this ball. Is it safe? Can he turn? Can he play it? That's where Ederson is like perfect with it. Like he understands it, he reads the game. Ortega was still a little slow. He put the player under pressure a little bit. And also
he's very unsure of himself to eyes. It was like they will put it right, they will put it left. And the problem is when you have the high press like Brighton did last night, you have got a second to make that choice.
Yeah.
Ortega wanted about a minute to make a choice somewhere. I'm going with it. And you haven't got that time.
And what I want to see more from Ortega, and he'll get this, but Ederson gives a ball over the middle that is literally like directed at Haaland, so Haaland can come back, not necessarily have to come on an angle, so he can keep the defender on his back and get control. Whereas Ortega didn't spray that ball just right, and he'll get there, but you can see the difference.
Vader, let me take you to the mind of the opposition manager, right, and the players. Right, team sheet comes out, they see that it's Ortega in goal. Here's what they're gonna think: oh man, we're gonna get some joy today. We're gonna press high up the field by another 20 meters because we can press the keeper into making a mistake. Now, if that team sheet comes out with Ederson on the pitch, I guarantee you they don't do that nonsense.
Yes,
trying to press Ederson, they don't do it.
Yeah,
because Ederson will destroy you.
I agree.
So this argument that people have against Ederson is dead, finished, caputo, completed. There's no debate, none.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Rose wants to point out she wants to point out. And sorry, Rose. No disrespect. I know my gal could be too comfortable. I don't mean it that way. But Vader, with all due respect, tell Carl. Man defeats Brighton all day long. The last result was 3-1 City. And he just, tongue in cheek, she's saying, have faith in your team. Because that's something that you say often. So
I do tongue in cheek. Rose, I do have faith. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, she's playing with you. I know she's joking with you.
Dr.
Footy. Dr. Footy goes, doesn't matter what happens on the 3rd and 10th, we should be winning those games, no excuses. I like that. Sean, he's applauding that. What's going on here? Something wrong with your mic?
No, I was umming and ahhing on the no excuses. You got to remember that this is not Wycombe Wanderers we're going up against there. You know, yes, we should beat them, but we don't know what's going to happen on the day. City are favourites, and I think City will win, but you don't know what's going to happen.
But your name suggests that.
No. I'm saying we will win, but I don't think it's going to be like no excuses. You know, just turn up. That's a bit like we just turn up and smash them.
It's not a foregone conclusion.
That's what I mean. Maybe I've misunderstood that comment. It just sounded like a bit of a foregone conclusion that we roll in and beat them. If you know what I mean.
We play at our level. You know what? Or it's just going to be a quality game to begin with, and the result is what the result is.
The United game is going to be very, very different to the Inter Milan game. Very, very different. A very different game. You know, I'm sick of hearing about all this. United are going to smash us. No, they're not. You got to look at a down.
I'm okay.
No. I don't mean smashes in the result. I mean smashes in they're going to kick us off the field. This is not a derby. You go back to the last 4 or 5 derbies, they are not like that anymore. They're not kick you up and down, left, right, and centre. We talked about last night. The last derby that was probably like was the 6-1 at the Swamp, when you had Micah Richards, Darren Fletcher, and all them going at each other, kicking lumps out of each other. That was probably the last time when a derby was like cutthroat, kick and smash.
My only caveat is I don't trust Casemiro. I don't trust him.
Yeah, that possibly the only. But that might be the only caveat in that, because Casemiro's an absolute loonhead, and anyone who thinks he's better than Rodri needs to go and get the red scanned very quickly. I'll go and learn football, because he's nowhere near Rodri. The guy is a balloon of a madman. The guy just gets away with everything. I don't know how he does it.
Casemiro and McTominay, like I don't like their on edge tackles or whatever, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Edison answers the question. He goes, the runners are Lautaro, DeMarco, Dumfries, Barella, and Deco.
What?
I don't mean Edison. Runners, I mean, maybe running with the ball, but not pacey. Like
Jekyll's not a runner.
Jekyll's not.
Jekyll's not a runner. I watched him for 5 years. He's not a runner.
But I see your point in terms of players maybe to watch out for.
Yeah, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. He may be a runner in Serie A. And I don't mean that. It sounds like a ring sound. You know, and I'm not meaning it in a disrespectful way. It's not as quick as the Premier League. But it's just not they are. Are you telling me? How old's Dzeko now? 35?
Yeah, he's up there. Maybe
he wasn't a runner at City.
Oh, I know, but you said no disrespect, but what you said was so disrespectful because he said...
No, I don't, but I'm not being funny. You look at the players that are there. Darmian, Mkhitaryan.
No, I know.
Are you telling me Mkhitaryan, Darmian, and all them are getting into the Premier League teams?
Oh, man. No, I'm not.
The good footballers, but in Serie A, because I have watched some Serie A this season, it's a slower paced game. It's not smash like the Premier League, end to end. That's all I mean. You're twisting it now, making it look very bad for the time. You stop that. You stop that right now. I did not mean that in a disrespectful way.
I might have to walk off camera. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my bad. Oh, let me try to find my comments again.
You see, he's not even offended. He knows what I mean. I'm talking about the style of it. You've twisted it. Carl, have a word with him. He's twisted this completely around.
My bad.
So, by the way, Zeko's 37.
Yeah, I love that. He's not a runner.
Is he coming on with his Zimmer frame? Behave. No chance. He couldn't run for a bus.
Oh, the healthiest thing in life is laughing, guys. Hopefully you get a chance to laugh today. Edison, so you got those answers. Sean goes top flight players naturally.
I want own goal from Eddie Jekyll. Come on, Eddie. Own goal.
Treadstone. All I'm going to say is Treadstone. If you watched Born Identity, you know what Treadstone's all about. That's when you got where you got dormant spies and they don't even know that they're spies. So Dzeko.
I know just very quickly, to me, the worst case scenario for the Inter game is Inter score first.
Yeah, but that's usually always.
It's very different though, because Inter Milan will just go deep and go right, unblock us.
Yeah.
Now, if we score first, I think it's a totally different game. My idea, personally, I'd like to win 3-1 and Dzeko gets their goal. And then that's just great then. That just tops the whole night off. Yeah. As long as Dzeko gets on the score sheet and Lukaku brings his Timberlands, I don't mind that one.
Let me get back into these comments. My bad. And these are tears of laughter. Edison, if it was you, I would be concerned about long shots more than runners. Okay. We'll be paying attention, Edison. I appreciate that. And Sean goes, that applause was for to end the debate on Ederson. 100%. if our own fans, especially rivals, don't see the importance of what he does, they try to label him as a terrible keeper. He is far from that. He's saved us as well. And more importantly, what he does to not allow the opposition to crowd us, to pressure us, to advance the way they want to, is because of quality of them and fans.
Just on that as well, I know you're running through the comments. It's never been spoken about because the goal got disallowed. If Edison, that goal at Brighton's, if that was Edison, you would not have heard the end of it.
Yeah.
To be caught at your near post, to go down that early, should not be happening.
Dr. Footy goes, what I meant is that we come with maximum concentration. We should be winning, no excuses. No, I knew what you meant, Dr. Footy. We play at our level and we got this. Spot on, totally different games, Martin, with regards to United and Inter. Edison, I don't even know you guys going to score on Inter. 11 bodies in the box. Listen, Edison, in past years, false nine system, where the goal is going to come from, who in that false nine is going to draw the defense out to allow for the gaps, different. Now,
let me ask. If Napoli can put 3 past Inter Milan last week, 3 past Inter Milan, not with Osimhen, are you seriously telling me that City can't put 3 or 4 past in Inter Milan? Seriously, come on. I watched the game. I watched all the Serie A games. I watched the game.
Wait, but didn't they have a red? Weren't they down 10 men?
They were go down before the red.
Okay.
So I watched the game.
Just on that, I'm sorry to be a total pain here.
No.
Inter Milan have lost 12 games this season in the league. 12.
Yeah. Are you dissing Serie A again?
No. Stop twisting. You'll be off camera in a minute.
Okay.
What I mean is, why is fans, and I'm just going to say this, I saw it last night, and I'm sorry, you'll have to just bear with me. Listen, there is nobody more City-itis than I am. Ask Carl, ask yourself. But in January, I lost my City-itis completely. And this is someone who's been at Bury, Stockport, Wrexham, Portsmouth, Tobacco Beyond, Timbuktu in Lincoln.
Can you remember the moment that
the PEP press conference? Soon as that PEP press conference came out in January, February, my City-itis disappeared.
Okay.
And if you've noticed, I have been cool, calm, and collective from that day forward. Because I have so much faith in this team, so much faith in this manager. This is not City of 20 years ago anymore. Even I've realised it now. We have to look at this team in a very different way. You never, ever forget what City-itis was. You never forget what the past was. But this is a different Manchester City.
Do you know what? We're gonna share some moments. You know what my moment was? In the comments, try and guess it. But as I go through these comments, and then I'm gonna share my moment. Going back, Dr. Footy goes Dzeko versus Walker in a foot race. I'll be there no matter what. All right. Sean's I think laughing at what we had going on earlier. Edison, I'm not offended. No, you know what? That's fine. Maybe I misheard what Martin was trying to say, and I took it
you
wrong.
Totally changed it and rigged it.
You can have the giggles, and yeah, you just too ready to laugh. Sean confirms Jekyll's 37. Hitting that Buffon age 100%. Dre P. I'm concerned with City's conversion rate. For all the chances created, they could be more clinical. Once they are clinical, they should win the 2 finals. Dre P, relax. That conversion rate that you're kind of worried about, it's there. Trust me.
How was a draw against Brighton caused this?
No, but
have I gone to Twilight Zone?
It's not the draw in particular. It's maybe a couple scuff kicks and.
Vader,
Go ahead.
Let me ask the question to Big P. What was the conversion rate against Liverpool at home, against Arsenal, United, Real Madrid, Tottenham, RB Leipzig, Dortmund? How many zeros do we have there? What's going on with my fan base?
But
What is this?
not because I am never an advocate for the double. All right, I'm a Christian man. I'm never an advocate for the double. But I will say this: those are home games. Our next two finals happen to be at away ground. Neutral ground, yes, neutral ground.
Excuse me. Wembley Stadium's home. It's the Etihad of the South.
But the point is, guys? We're there.
Yeah,
Come
this is
on.
why Dre. No, but this is why Dre P's on the channel right now. This is what we bring. We talk him through it. We let him know,
We're
calm,
there.
don't stress.
We're there,
We
guys.
got you, Dre. We
No,
got you.
what this is our job is to calm everyone down and make people understand and believe. And I don't mean that in a condescending, arrogant manner. And this is what I've been trying to do since January, when everyone was hitting the panic button on 3-2-2-3, and what's Pep doing, and playing three at the back's a disaster, and it's slow, and I want my Sterling back, I want him back, I want Sané back, I want, it's like, hang on, what? It's everything is what it is. They were, excuse my language, I won't say it, they were on the Raz. If anyone knows what I mean, the drink, for like 3 days. They were never going to go to Brighton last night. If that game mattered last night, if City had to get the points to win the league last night, they'd have got the points. Anytime City need to get a result this season, they get the result in a dominating fashion.
Yeah.
They are all laser focused, ready to go for the derby. They're all laser focused, ready to go into Istanbul. And I promise you now, we ain't going to be celebrating one. We ain't celebrating two. We're bringing all three of them home. And that's just the simple facts of this. And people need to realise it. And that's not arrogant. That is me having confidence in my team, my manager, my football club. Everything else is that don't look at a 1-1 against Brighton. Listen, we know Erling Haaland turned into Darwin Núñez for 25 minutes. I understand that. He was having a warm-up. Erling Haaland in Istanbul or at Wembley will not run at a goalkeeper and be indecisive. When it matters, Erling, you saw him smiling afterwards.
Yeah.
They were doing flicks and tricks. I don't know if anyone noticed it. Rico Lewis is doing rainbow flicks in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
It was it's like, I called it someone else. It was like primary school football, if anyone knows what that means. At one point, Bernardo Silva's at centre-back, left wing, centre-mid. It was like Pep just went, go out there and play. See ya.
So I'm gonna share my moment of enlightenment, right? Where it was like, you know what? I'm gonna pay attention, I've been paying attention and I see it now. For me, in all honesty, it's when Pep sent Cancelo packing. Because what that meant to me,
I like that.
When he sent him packing, what that meant to me was, I'm not concerned offensively. I'm not concerned with our possession. I'm not concerned with our buildup. I want this team to be in synergy. I want this team, everyone on the same page, and I trust the defense. I trust how we're going to defend against the opposition. I can afford to send Cancelo out. So that was where I was like, the system, he's got this. He's got things set. Cancelo can be shipped out, and he's still got confidence that we're going to do this. I'm with you, Pep. I'm with you. So that was my moment. I'm not sure if you guys have any in the chat you want to let me know. I'll put those on screen. I want to go to Daniel. Daniel says, we are 25 games unbeaten, won the Premier League, are in the FA Cup and UCL final, just beat Madrid 4-0. But we people in here concerned about the conversion rate. Sounds like we want to look for problems. Daniel, Dre is just expressing the conversion rate he just wasn't quite happy with. Brings it up, we talk it through, and then everything's calm. Communication is the key to any healthy relationship. And this is a fantastic relationship we have right here. Dre P, we're good. Trust me. What Haaland was doing, and we're going to get into it. Great. We're going to segue right into it. But what Haaland did versus Brighton, I don't see that happening again. And let me put this on screen. The magic of this. Boom. And let me do this as well. My bad.
Vader game.
All right. You know the drill. All right. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. We're about to get into a little breakdown strictly for educational purposes. YouTube, do not copy strike me. This is strictly for learning purposes. What I have on screen here is, and you can see it's already 1-1. This is the goal that should have given us the lead. But I want to point this out, and I'm going to put this on screen. The fact that I consume a lot of North American sports, and in particular with regards to NBA, you kind of see this often. You see the players that happen to be taller, bigger, stronger, don't get the same calls from the refs from players that are smaller or not as strong versus them, right? They kind of get moved out of the way, or they can hold their ground better. But it kind of turns out to be a disadvantage at times, depending on the refs. And my early observations of what I'm seeing versus Holland is really in that case. I don't know how Pep's going to kind of navigate it through the media or what he does on the touchline, but I am seeing a very uncommon amount of physical force, of grabbing, of tugging, of holding on versus Holland that is left to play on versus warning, you cannot play that way versus said player. I am seeing a little too much of play on versus you can't do that. Is essentially getting carded. Now, let me put this on screen actually. Where is it? And I call it, and it's been referenced before, but in particular, there's a big man bias. Like there's big man bias in terms of how you judge fouls versus bigger players. Shaquille O'Neal, in particular, 7'1", I believe, like strong man, and athletic. But what he was able to do in the box, or what he was able to do close to net, was actually like almost unstoppable because he was so strong. So defenders actually had to exert a lot more physicality towards him, but in doing that, they were fouls, right? So it was really tough to call him to call fouls against him. I see that happening versus Holland. I'm watching the ball being played in the air towards him or overhead, and how he's being held and guarded against. The ref is letting it go. The ref isn't even calling a foul, let alone at the end of it giving the defender a yellow. And these are preventing attempts. These are preventing give and goes. So I want to see something change moving forward. I actually think that's why Rudiger didn't play the second leg. He didn't start the second leg versus Holland, because there was so much attention paid on how he defended the first time. But this is something that needs to change. And this goal, I'm going to play it out. Bear with me. I'm going to play this out and show you. But the physicality that the defender exerts against Holland is okay. But then in return, it's called against Holland, which I think is nonsense. And there's been other instances throughout the year like this. But I'm going to put this on screen and you guys can see this. I think the ball right now, I think Rico plays it into Gundo. I think that ball is going to Gundogan. So Gundogan gets it, obviously makes himself a threat, and then plays it out wide. And let me shout out Cole Palmer. I know it's one of the topics later on, but I'm going to jump to it right now. Cole Palmer just needs reps. He's a talent. Strength needs to be improved. Maybe the pace of the game with how he reads it, like, I think it's a little too quick for him right now, but I think more reps, things move a little slower. He's able to read it better. Cole Palmer, with a little more reps, I think he's going to be a quality sub. I like what he was doing on that left-hand side of the pitch yesterday. And I'm going to play this through, but he was, I think, wrongfully missed out on an assist, because I think he was excellent here. So he squares him up, he looks for his opportunity, creates space, and then he crosses it. Great weight, not overcooked. And Holland has that space, probably what you didn't miss if you were watching the ball, but it was a battle between Holland and the defender. And the defender tugs Holland's shirt. He gets contact, he tugs Holland's shirt, and Holland does the same. The Viking does the same thing, but because this resulted in a goal, they reviewed it, and they disallowed it. Absolute nonsense. Maybe on this angle, pay more attention to Holland and the defender. I think you might get a better angle here. So the space is here. I'm going to stop it when the defender makes contact on him. And I know it's small. I can't enlarge it because that ruins I think that'll actually create an issue with regards to copyright. But there's a pull of the jersey, right? There's a pull of the jersey on Holland. And then Holland does the same. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I know I fell behind on the comments. Let me go back to the comments real quick. FIFA, you're rude. FIFA goes, don't play Palmer on Sunday. He could get subbed on. FIFA, I wouldn't say start him, but he could get on. Addy, my dude, he goes, hi, bro. FIFA goes, let's hope United lose. That's why I wanted this show to be short and sweet. We're closing in on about 55 minutes right now, but I wanted to make sure that we were done before that game because it's going to be interesting to watch how Chelsea plays. Beep goes, what's all the panicking about? No, Beep, we're cool. No more panicking. We've talked it through. We're calm right now. We know that we're good. We know that we're good. Rose goes, amen, Martin. This Champions League final is tailor-made for Manchester City. The stars are all aligned. Now, as we get closer to the final dates, right? We're gonna have to we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk. I don't know if it's gonna be a preview show. We're all sharing our points. I don't know if it's gonna be maybe 2 days before, but I look forward to talking before the FA Cup final and definitely before the Champions League final. My guy Blue in the building. Pep wanted defenders to defend. That's right. And he goes, yes, General. So we got my peoples in the building. Daniel goes, we are on fire right now and ready for the FA Cup and UCL final. Mark my words, Vader. We will win this trouble. Daniel, your words have been marked. I'm in agreement with you with what we're pursuing. I'm with you on that one. You've verbalized it. It's now in the existence. Things that can't be created. Matter cannot be destroyed. It can only change. So I'm with you on that one. What you said matters, and I'm with you. I'm with you with it. I'm with you with it. Julian, 3 blue hearts, 3 sharks. Trouble Father has spoken. You're absolutely right. And I don't know if I put this on screen earlier, but Sean goes, anyone who said they wanted Sterling back is a few short in the top paddock. Listen, peak Sterling would be dangerous. The form that he's in, there's a reason why he's moved on. My guy goes, Dr. Footy, sorry, fighting off a sneeze. Dr. Footy goes, 10th of June, Man City, champions of Europe. I'm with you on that one, man. FIFA, what is this? Palmer's a talent. You need to stop this. Palmer is a talent. Now, let me do this. Now, I asked the question, or it was one of the Q&A questions, right? In the comments, but I asked you, and maybe not all of you got a chance to answer, but do you want to see more rest, or do you want to see more of the starters? Do you want to see more rest, or do you want to see more of the starters? Talking with Martin, and I happen to agree. I think we play the starters, we play our key 11, but maybe not the exact 11, because we don't want to show our hand towards United, right? We don't want to show the 11 that we are probably going to start versus United, right? So we show a good 11, but maybe not the 11, and we play fierce, intense, instruction-based football for the first 45. Do you disagree, Martin?
No. I just think it needs to be full strength against Brentford.
Full strength for the entire game, or
about 60, 70 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You got to remember, mate, they've got a week There was no midweek game.
I know, but I'm thinking health.
No, but you're looking at the worst case scenario injuries.
No, not necessarily the worst, but look at this game, right? Foden got a little something. Foden got a little something. And
Foden won't play against United and Inter Milan. He'll be a sub. I can tell you the 11 for Inter Milan right now. Even you could tell me the 11. You can tell me the 11 for Inter Milan. Everyone in the comments could tell me the 11 for Inter Milan.
No. You are telling me that Foden, the man who got a hat trick versus United, is not starting in the FA Cup.
Who are you going to drop for him, Bernardo or Grealish?
I'm going to drop Bernardo.
Why?
Why am I dropping Bernardo? Because of Foden's directness, and I think that's what we're going to need versus United. And we can have a subbed ready Silva, or actually no, let me take it back. We're dropping Gundo. I'm dropping Gundo.
Wow, now that is a call. All right, there. Let me put it straight. When we played Arsenal, when we played Real Madrid, when we played Bayern, home and away, it's generally been the same 11.
Yes, Foden was.
That is our go-to 11. That is our go-to 11 for our full
Foden wasn't healthy yet.
Foden was fit for Real Madrid.
Yeah, but he wasn't ready for Bayern or.
No, this is not me digging out Foden. Foden is one of our best ever players. I'm not disputing that.
I think Foden plays against United. I really do. I think Gundo or Silva.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Pep's got his go-to 11 for big games.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at that. A healthy Foden is a good problem to have.
My only debate for the derby and Inter Milan, really, the only debate I think there will be is Ake or Akanji.
Inter Milan?
To me, that's the only debate. Did you play Ake or did you play Akanji in that left side of the back?
If Ake is healthy. If Ake's healthy by the FA Cup, he's playing versus Inter.
I mean, what has Bernardo done wrong to be dropped out of a big FA Cup final?
It's not so much about doing something wrong, because we got so much talent and quality, right? But I think, and again, I don't even think, I know Gundo's our captain. But I think what we would do within that midfield, it maybe serve better for it to be Silva and Rodri kind of like doing that role. Silva on the left-hand side, obviously, and KDB in the midfield. And then we've got Foden on that right. We've got Grealish on that left, and Haaland.
Okay.
I say that now, but that might change. But I could see Foden playing. That's all I'm saying. You got me all over the place. I didn't even mean to do this. I just wanted to talk about health.
No. I understand what you're saying. You want to get Foden in. I get it. Every City fan wants to get Foden in. You've got to look at these last two games as this season. For me, Foden has to come back next season. Whatever we do next season, that is when Foden has to come back into it. I don't think right now Pep Guardiola has full 100% trust in Phil Foden being able to carry out the instructions he wants him to do for the big games. And what I mean by that is, because every time he talks about Foden, he talks about his brilliance. He talks about how amazing he is, and he is. This kid will be world class. But he always talks about slowing down, being more patient. Because he's going to want, because it's all about that C word, control.
Know. The thing is, Foden came on, right? Foden and Alvarez, that goal, Real Madrid, beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And then Foden and his impact this game, because in all fairness, Holland owed Foden a goal. Like that header that he skied over it, that should have been a goal. Because the same way Palmer squared up that cross that served Holland, Foden did that early in the game. So
I don't think that ball should have got to Foden yesterday.
Oh, get out of here!
No. A clinical Erling Haaland puts that away.
Oh, you mean the goal that Foden scored?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about early in the game. Foden had crossed one.
Oh yeah, and Haaland. That's what I meant. Yeah. That's why I said earlier. It became Darwin Núñez for 25 minutes yesterday. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was paying homage to Darwin. But no. Listen, this is not. I love Phil Foden. Phil Foden is one of my favourite players. But this season just needs to be put into his back mind, and he goes again next season. For me, Phil Foden will play some part in the final.
Yeah,
from the subs bench. I don't think he'll start the game at all.
I'm with you. Daniel goes, you can't do that, Vader. I agree with Martin. Listen, Foden is our best right winger, but Bernardo and Grealish should and deserve to start both finals. You can't drop Gundo, Vader. Listen, it's not so much
you are chucking out all the players that have got us to this position. You're chucking them all out.
It's only, and again, it's not for both finals. I'm kind of thinking.
So are you prioritizing Inter over United? That was a way of twisting that question back around to you.
Yeah, see, Martin did the twist on it, and then I had to do it. But
what we're saying is, ladies and gents, Vader's prioritising the Champions League and doesn't give a damn about the FA Cup final.
I'm not going that far. But let's put this on screen. And again, I know Foden in this case was playing on that left wing where Grealish would be. But I just want to show this. Because this is what we love about Foden. This is what he brings to the game. All right, YouTube, do not copy strike me. This is strictly for learning purposes. But let's watch Foden here on the left-hand side. Ball to foot. Gets around the defender. Still close contact. Great control. That attack where it's making space for himself, not necessarily going to goal or going wide, but keeping the defender guessing is what I love about Foden, which Jack doesn't quite bring as of yet. He's either taking on the defender or he's going for space. It's never kind of like in the middle where you think you can kind of figure it out sometimes. But watch Foden in this position where he just squares it up, gives it great height, and Holland just gets underneath it just a little bit, just a little rushed, and that goes over the net. Just go over the net. And what I love about Holland's attitude is like, I'm going to get the next one. Last edit, I'm going to get the next one. And that's what you want from a striker. You want a striker to have that short memory with regards to, I'm going to make up for it. Love to see it. I know I fell behind on the comments, but we're in an interesting part where it's health and sharpness that Pep is managing. He wants these players obviously to stay sharp because they've been crushing it, but he's also managing and it's not from a fear standpoint. It's not, I'm worried that these players are eggs and they're going to break their shells, but it's managing the two. And it's not just managing 11 players to be sharp, right? You want the players that are really going to get subbed on as well, depending on some tactical changes or approach the game. Alvarez, Foden, is it really Alvarez, Foden? Those are really the subs. Mahrez, right?
Oh, God.
No, hey, they may be needed. It may be instances where they're going to be needed. Let me go to the comments.
He was garbage last night. Sorry, that guy's going backwards. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he had a tough game. There's enough.
He thinks about it. He's trying to defend it and then can't do.
Yeah, that's okay. Blue. Let me say, there's no sentiment. I'm not being sentimental. There's no, he deserves a start or whatever. Healthy Foden, I think, brings a dynamic. And again, I know we could trust Grealish. I know we can trust, Bernardo and Gundo. It's also maybe also understanding our opponent with regards to United, and maybe not weakening ourselves, but knowing that we still have that quality to get the results that we want. Let's not forget a Foden and a Haaland 6-3 versus United. Those two players had hat tricks, and that shouldn't have been a 6-3 game. Should have been a lot worse. Sean, I think he's saying no to my suggestions.
Very different team. Very different team.
Champions League over the FA Cup any day, but I want both. Trust me, Blue.
No, that's where I'm at. I want both. Mm-hmm. To me, both games are as important.
Yes,
we want this treble.
Facts.
And what a better way of beating them to get it?
Mm-hmm.
You beat them, the biggest enemy of all, the arch enemy.
And again, Dr. Footy, I'm going to read your comment, but we know all the energy within the football world. Unfortunately, it's going to be against us. So we need to stay resolute. We need to stay confident. We need to trust in our players. We need to trust in our fan base. And even with regards to a little nervousness, that's fine. But we need to trust them, because we know every United fan don't want us to win, quote unquote, one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? So they're going to have that. And then this whole energy with regards to no one wanting City to get their first Champions League, which in turns means everybody's going to be rooting for Inter. Everybody's going to be for Inter. So that energy is going to be fierce. We need to be up for it. Dr. Footy goes, Foden can hold bench. We don't need Foden's directness for the finals, because both teams will sit back and need Jack and Silva more. I'm with you. Dr. Footy, I'm with you. No problems there. No problems there. Martin, go ask Big Steve what would he prefer, FA Cup or Champions League. No need. We know everyone's on the.
I know exactly who Steve prefers. I know. But just because listen, I'm not saying I prefer. What I'm saying is the FA Cup still means a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like this. The FA Cup's now been compared to the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup is still the oldest trophy in world football.
We're sitting down at dinner. Don't have me eat dessert before I eat the appetizers or the dinner.
We're going to win both. We can win both.
Right? Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Sean goes, Jack is more of a run-through baller. Phil likes to get around him. Yeah. No, they're both clever in their own way. No, I'm not hating on either. Blue Heart goes, good evening, guys. Trust me. Good looking out. Hope you are all good. We are all good, Blue Heart. Hope you are as well. FIFA, Gundo 3 times on Sunday. Listen, I'm just throwing out suggestions. When it comes to picking out the 11, we'll see what happens on the day. Just want to suggest, let's not forget, healthy Foden's dangerous. Sean's shouting out Blue Heart. Dr. Footy, the only reason it was 6-3 is because United thought they could go toe-to-toe and got humbled. And at Old Trafford, they parked the bus and counterattacked and won. Yeah, but they won on that bogus onside goal, which is nonsense. We had that game in control. But I'm with you, Dr. Footy. I'm with you. Hi, Sean. How are you? Marvin in the building. Does Mahrez start in the FA Cup? No, he doesn't. No, Marvin won't start. Oh, sorry, Mahrez won't start. Rose, we won it all. Why shouldn't we? Man City is winning it all. Rose, I want my cake, and I want to eat it too. I don't want to choose between appetizers, the dinner, and dessert. We won the league, appetizer, which sounds crazy, but for the analogy, stick with me. We won the league, appetizer. FA Cup coming up is a meal. and I want dessert as well. Champions League.
That was for me. Everyone in the comments, by the way, when I went appetizer because he was waiting for me to pounce.
Sean goes the double trouble, three-peat, and Euro trouble. Hey, Sean, a lot of things. Let's deal with this year first. Blue, 3 games left, and we have to have everyone focus on this season. Injuries can happen, and we will need all the guys to be ready for the 3 remaining games. Blue, it's fantastic. Think of remember our time in September and August, right? When it was preseason and we were just, oh man, it's amazing. 3 games left. It's absolutely incredible. Sean, good, thanks. I'll reply back. UCL overrated. FIFA, we'll have that combo at another time. Addy goes, I have a question. I understand there's a bit of emotion around it being Manchester United, but doesn't the fact that we've never won the Champions League elevate it in terms of importance for us? Addy, yes, because it's something that we haven't won yet, but because of the sequence, because of the chronologically, right? Like the passage of time, because one happens after the other, there is that importance with regards to the FA Cup, and there's that importance because it's Manchester United.
Can I just come in on that very quick?
Yeah.
It's not a bit of emotion. There'll be a lot of emotion down there. Look, ask yourselves a question. City get beat next week down at Wembley. Are you telling me no City fans are going to go absolute mental?
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, you know Vader. Mm-hmm. Everyone's sitting there going, Champions League or FA Cup and blah, blah, blah. We get beat at Wembley Stadium. You know the reaction, Vader. City fans aren't going to sit there and go, nah, it don't matter because we're going to Istanbul next week. That will not be the reaction. There will be it will melt down like never before seen.
Yep.
Trust me now. No City fan is coming out of Wembley Stadium going, oh, never mind, we lost the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But no one will do that. There will be a hell of a lot of breakdown.
Martin is exactly right. There will be there's bigger fish to fry coming out of any Manchester City fan.
That isn't what we do.
Yeah.
We're not Arsenal.
Yeah, it's not happening. And on top of that, like as Martin mentioned, since January, there's been no Cityitis. But if we play and lose, then it kind of creeps into like, what form are we in going into this final? Like, so
exactly puts doubt in Pep's mind then, because if Pep sticks his 11 out and we get beat, Pep's then thinking, "Oh, hang on, do I need to change it for Inter Milan now?
So I need to put Rodri in defense." And
we need to stop all this. Which ones? This question of which one is more important is a real stupid question, because they're both as important. Because the FA Cup, A, because it's United, B, because if we get beat, there will be a knee-jerk reaction that will come off the back of it, and B, and C, it's part of the treble, and we're going to win all 3 anyway. So let's just focus on getting down there, winning it all, and then June the 12th, we have a nice big bus parade around Manchester.
Nice. Marvin goes, what do you think about the Gundo to Arsenal rumors? I'm not putting in much stake into it, to be honest with you.
Never happened.
Yeah.
If he goes, he'll go abroad.
Yeah.
If he goes.
Don't stress over that, Marvin. Daniel goes, I hate these stupid what would you prefer questions. We will go for that trouble 110% focused on United, and after that 110% focused on Inter. Daniel spoke written excellently. Dr. Footy, everyone is getting smoked if we win this UCL. All right, start drafting some of your disses, like have your raps written out already. Hold on to those.
I'm going to talk about that tonight on the show.
Okay. Give a preview, teaser. Give a teaser.
Basically, from a City fan point, we will burn everyone. But I'm warning you now, as a Manchester City fan, don't expect any credit.
Okay, gotcha.
Just watch the last week.
Yeah.
We've won the league, and all they've talked about is 115 charges when they're actually 5, by the way. But all they've talked about is that and how we're tainting the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
So just roll that one into the. We're never ever going to get the credit we deserve off the back of this, and this is why we need to shove it down everyone else's throat, because I don't care what happens. No one's going to take the memories away from me.
I agree. And
no one can have these memories out of my head.
I want to add what you were saying. They started talking about these alleged breaches, and then prior to that, when we took the lead from Arsenal, then they wanted to talk about how no one can compete with us. So they're always going to have something to just throw salt on whatever we're cooking. So just be ready for that. Blue goes, Noel Gallagher was amazing on Talk Sport. Oh, okay. I'm gonna catch that. I don't think I usually catch the YouTube. I don't catch the actual live, but I'm gonna look that up. I'm sure I could search it and see it. Daniel goes, never change a winning system, Vader. Do you know that quote? Why do you want to change a team who won these big games against Arsenal, Madrid, and Bayern? Daniel, I hear that. I do hear that. And it's not so much changing the system.
Are you nervous because it's United?
It's not so much changing the system, but maybe this is a little wrong on my end. But the same way Pep trusted Akanji to fill in for Ake, I can trust Foden in that right wing role that Silva did. Now, when Pep does his changes and subs off a player and then brings Silva back to the midfield, and he's like a second pivot and things like that, which he does in game, I hear that point. But with regards to the right wing role that he's asked Silva to do, I do trust Foden to do that. Like, that's just me. I do trust him to do that. Addy goes, I literally think I'll have top. Not sure what you meant there. We won't get beat. I'm with you on that one. I literally won't be able to show my face in work if we lose the FA Cup and final. No, listen, don't even worry about that. Don't even think like that. But there will be some challenging interactions if either of them aren't won. I'll leave it at that. Sean goes, imagine the crap from the rags. Listen, I can't wait. This game's gonna be huge. I can't wait. The build up to it is gonna be immense. You already know the media they're gonna have a field day with it. The fact that this FA Cup, City versus United, it's gonna be epic. Oh, the energy is gonna be intense, and the breakdown post match is gonna go on for probably 4 days. They're probably gonna break that matchup down for 4 days. It's gonna be crazy. Blue Heart. For me, it's still one game at a time. Nothing can or should be taken for granted. You're right. We know what our hearts would love to happen. Facts. Life doesn't give you everything what you want. Get over it. Oh, life doesn't give you everything that you want. Trust me. I hear that. Daniel, facts from Trouble Father. We will win the trouble. All right. Manchester Blue. Martin, is it true that local Manx want the FA Cup more than the Champions League? I think they are delusional, and I'm a Mancunian.
It's about 50-50.
Yeah.
You got to remember that things will change as they're on the way down to Wembley. Right now, some will say it's not important when they're down at Wembley. Let's put it this way: the FA Cup final sold out. Quite
in hours.
Yeah. So this it doesn't matter. It does matter. It will all change as they're all on the way down there. Because, like I said, Manchester Blue, if we lose that derby, there'll be a meltdown of epic proportions. No one's going to come back going, well, never mind. It won't be like that.
No, you're right. Now, I do want to say this, because this time cut up with me and unexpectedly. My bad. So I will quickly go through these comments. But Rose was so kind to remind me in the comments. She goes, "The Manchester United and Chelsea game has started." So yeah, that's kicked off already. Please, I want you to know that Mancunian Way, Martin, the Trouble Father, his channel, details are in the description. So please click on that if you haven't already. Follow his channel. He does have a show that's going to be kicking off in, I think, just over an hour. And obviously, Pitch Points. Make sure to check out his channel. Okay, 9:30. So make sure to check that out. And Rose goes, Manchester City, is there a problem? That's their problem. Oh, Manchester City is their problem. That's their problem. I like that. Now, let's see who wins. I've been told in the comments. I don't know spoilers because maybe some of you are going to be tuning in. But go check out that game. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning into the show today. It's just I had to do one really quick. I meant to do it a lot quicker in terms of keeping it with an hour, but the conversation with Martin and Carl and you has made this time fly by. So I want to thank you again. This is Vader Games TV. Why Always Me, episode 84. And fantastic result versus Brighton. Excellent team. And their approach towards it did test us. And we played well given the fact that the players celebrated hard. You know that they did to turn around and play on this Wednesday. As well as, let's also, don't stress. The opposition, United, Inter, they're not going to play us like Brighton. They're not. So we're gonna be properly set up to get the results that we need against them. So have confidence. And the celebrating is over. We all celebrated. The celebrating is over. Now let's get lined back up. Watch our team. So support them. Win versus Brentford. Get the result versus Brentford. And then we move on next. I want to thank Martin for being on the show, and I want to thank all of you for being in the comments as well.
Get this guy to 500.
From your mouth to God's ears. Let's make that happen. And thank you all for tuning in. Catch you soon.